Okay, hi everyone. Starting a little bit later, as I had some loading issues with investing.com. It was really slow. So anyway, let's get started. Look at the market midweek. Looking at natural gas, WTI, nickel, copper, and the coffee markets. And starting with natural gas. We got some sort of a temporary bottom that formed here. So this is the first divergence on the 1 hour we can see here, but that one is coming from really far away. Don't believe this is very much valid, but we had another one here that's forming on that bottom at 2.67. That is, in my opinion, a bit more valid. We see on the 1 hour here it's rejected quite nicely, very sharp edge on that trend line. Got another attempt here well supported, and even another one today that's got bought very quickly. So I think that one is working. We got the cross also on the hourly. So this is only a pullback, in my opinion. We're not reversing for good from here, but we're going to potentially close that gap at 3 somewhere there, and definitely clear the divergence up to that level, so 2.85. So we're still having that huge inverted cup and handle that's actually pointing to proper reversal longer term, with the target that is sitting very likely much lower. So I'll be looking at reloading short position when I get the right signal, potentially on that trend line a bit higher. So if we move up on the 4 hours, so that's where we're tracking the main trend here. We'll be looking potentially here the 50 MA that's running at 290, but usually, yeah, if we have a gap calling like this, it will probably fill in it, even if it's really just a brief move to the upside. So yeah, that's about natural gas. So short term moving up, then before resuming the trend to the downside. Looking at oil, so we got a major break today. I was trading also an inverted cup handle pattern on WTI that got invalidated today, as we actually broke above the previous high here at 42. And when we look at it now, that figure of course is not valid anymore, but if we take it on the opposite way, we actually got a cup and handle pattern forming here. That is a continuation pattern. So technically now we should actually move to the upside with this. I'm a bit concerned going long here, mainly because of the daily divergence trend line that's running just here. Of course, that trend line is not necessarily stopping the move to actually break higher. Should we actually break above that trend line, especially above that previous high, that's a sign of strength. And of course there's nothing preventing the RSI to actually move higher, so I don't think the trend line would be that relevant, but still, to open a long position, it's a little bit risky in my opinion, especially in that area where there's a lot of resistance going around. So potentially we could have another pullback down to 41.5, but trading short now is a bit risky. We can see that's on the 1 hour. Clearly the momentum is struggling a bit at that level, but it doesn't actually mean so much. I mean, it's not a proper divergence or anything, so I believe this could go higher. I could actually reach 43.5 or somewhere there, so I think it's too risky trying to short this when we look actually at that pattern here. Could even break a bit higher, but we're looking at 43.5, 44 as the target. That level, of course, will be extremely hard to break. I think there was the previous high. Yeah, reached exactly this. Could be a short opportunity at that level, a little bit safer than trying to short from here. Too early to accumulate, don't have a proper signal yet, and opening long from here with all the bearish things around WTI is a bit risky. Of course, the OPEC meeting is coming, so that could actually help. But yeah, I think it's probably stay neutral on WTI for the coming days. The nickel market was also in that large sort of a double top configuration here, inside that large rising wedge. So I'm still expecting this to break to the downside at some point. So that rising wedge did break at that point, got retested here. So we're having now 16,000 that's playing as a really hard resistance. It should actually hold the price to move higher, but we should continue to probably accumulate inside that range. So we're having another quite good support that's working around 15,600. So we are going to see the price very likely to move inside that range for quite some time until we actually get some proper breakdown. Still trading that divergence that is on the 4 hours. Yes, just some sort of a triple top on the RSI here, and that should actually point to a correction down at least to the bottom of the rising wedge at 15,000. So that's the target for that swing, and of course keeping stop loss a little bit higher somewhere there is probably manageable, given that the target is low enough. Looking at copper, a bit of a similar configuration, but the top pattern is a little bit more obvious here. So we had the first divergence on that move to 3.20 here, from that point here. Should we break the rising wedge? Of course, we are looking at a very low target at 250, but I think 290 as a first target is probably good enough for that swing. And at the moment, it's still building up a bit higher, but definitely struggling to actually push much higher. We have a proper divergence on the 4 hours. Also, it's still diverging if we take it from the origin of the move at 3 roughly. Taking it there, and like this, it did break a little bit higher, but couldn't actually push much higher. But still, there's some room to actually go, and alongside that trend line to push to 328, 29. That's still possible. So yeah, keep an eye on this and keep on building position. I'm not fully in position on copper with short, so I'll be waiting how we actually build in that area and see how we go. And finally, looking at coffee. So coffee got a major move to the upside after the gap, the rollover gap we got at 113. Was expecting some pullback to fill in the gap from there, little bit of a move to the upside and then going back inside the channel. Didn't happen, and instead the price did actually shoot to the upside very quickly and actually reached the targets we had for that 4 hours divergence, which was 118 was the first one, but then in extension of that string we could see 1, 2, 3 was the actual the second position. So that's a major resistance area that's going to be hard to break. We can see on the 1 hour that now the momentum is struggling with some divergence forming here. Doesn't mean that the price cannot push higher. Of course, we can set another divergence and push the price potentially to 130 and reach the actual limit that we had previously. So we need this to adjust a bit more. Yes, in that trend line will be the end of that swing. Can expect maybe 134 would be top. Potentially we'll go a little bit higher to catch a few more buyers, or trap a few more buyers. But from now, I doubt we are going to go there in a straight line, and I believe we are going to pull back somehow. Either we're going down to 110 to actually fill the gap right now and bounce later. Not impossible. We could see previously was back in August. We had a similar move to the upside. We got also way overbought here, pretty much at the same level on the hourly. Got a key divergence as well. That one was actually sharper. It was actually on the 4 hours, so of course need a bit more relevant. So if we look back. Here we also had the divergence, did actually trigger very low, but something like this. So very similar configuration on that spike here. And we could see we got some expansion to 126, but did drop back to 110, exactly the same level. Are we going to do the same? Well, hard to tell, but we're going to watch if we don't actually have a repeat. We're having the 200 MA that's also be running at 110 by then. Very similar again. It played nice support during the drop we had in August, we'll be watching there. A little bit tricky to trade since didn't get proper divergence approaching that trend line, so of course it's a bit hard to actually catch that kind of move. We'll see how we go. On that one we got a little bit more support around 110, so should be able to actually get in with a little bit more confidence. So yeah, that's about it. Any other markets you are interested in, let me know and I can cover this, no issues. Until then, wish you safe trading and I speak to you soon. Cheers, bye.